Yes, hello, welcome. Welcome back guys to another tech video with Human and Sutan. And today we're doing the Google Home Mini review. So for the hardware of the device, it's a really nice and sleek design with the fabric here. You see it's two color shades here with the plastic in a darker color, and it has three available colors: coral, black and white. And it's really minimalistic design, a really nice and finished features here. It has a mute button on the side, and it has touch gestures for volume up and down. And the device itself comes with a power cord, so you don't have to go outside and buy one. So on to the speaker itself of the device. It's a decent, okay speaker. It works for radio, your Google Assistant commands. You can talk to the Google Assistant. It works perfectly for that kind of usage. But if you're seeking to use this for a speaker, for your music, I would recommend you to buy Google Home or connect any Bluetooth speaker directly to it. And we will have a video on this on our channel. If you are going to use music for this, it's very decent. It doesn't have the bass or punch. It just have a clean, normal audio. So the basic features of the Google Home Mini, there is a lot of them. But for an example, you can ask them any basic commands. You can ask the Google Home Mini for weather, your calendar, you can ask for the latest news, you can ask basically anything. You can ask about the commute on your area to your work, and it knows you, and it will grow to know a lot more about you. We're using the multi-language functionality of the device. So we're using English and Swedish at the same time. And why we use Swedish is because we live in Sweden. And this is a seamlessly connected language pack. So we have English and Swedish. We can ask the Google Home Mini things on Swedish and on English, and it will answer on that language we ask it to. And this works okay for us, very good. English is spot on, works perfectly, but the Swedish, it's very new, it just came out, and you can really notice it. Many errors, it doesn't always register what I say, but it's nice that the Google Home Mini always add new languages, and we hope to see more updates on the Swedish language. An example of this is the commands turn on and turn off. In Swedish, this directly translates to sätta på and stäng av, and this works perfectly with the Google Home Mini. But it's not the most conventional way of saying it in Swedish. In Swedish, we often use tända and släcka, and that would almost translate to in English like turn on a fire and blow out a fire. But these two commands doesn't work as perfectly with the Swedish Google Home Mini. It works like for 70% of the time, and that is such an annoying feeling and a buzz off. So I instead use sätta på and stäng av just because I want it to work. So for the voice match, as I said earlier, you can ask the Google Home Mini about your commute to your work, you can ask about your personal calendar, you can put in reminders and personal stuff. And this is through the voice match in the Google Home ecosystem. But this doesn't work so well for us. For me and Sutan, it takes my voice for Sutan's and vice versa. It's such an annoyment, and sometimes it doesn't even recognize a voice. It says, I don't know your voice. Speaker groups, this is one of my favorite features of the Google Home Minis. We have 3 Google Home Minis throughout the house. 2 in the downstairs and 1 at the upstairs. We have assigned 3 groups. 1 for the whole house, where all the 3 speakers are in this group. So when I say Google to play Drake or any kind of song that I want through the Spotify or any other app, it will play throughout all the 3 speakers in the house. And we also have a group for downstairs, so it will only play on the speakers at the downstairs area. And we also have a 3rd group for the upstairs, and this is so seamlessly, it works perfectly, and when you go from one room to another room, you don't even hear the transition because it works perfectly, it's perfectly synced. We have a Phillips Hue bridge connected with some IKEA Trådfri smart bulbs and Osram smart plugs. And this works seamlessly throughout the whole house. You can ask the Google to turn on lights and turn off lights. You can ask Google to turn on your smart plugs and turn off the smart plugs. And you can also dim the lights. For example, to 20 or 80%, how much you want. And you can also make scenes within the Phillips Hue apps, and you can access them with your voice assistant in the Google Home Mini. So for example, if you have any scenes for when watching a movie or eating dinner in front of the TV, you can access them and activate them with the Google Home Mini. So on to the Google Home app itself. This is the backbone and structure of the entire ecosystem. In this app we can see every room structurally in your household. For an example, you can see every room and every devices in every room. So if you have a Magic Home bulb and a Philips Hue bulb, you can see both of them in this room. So instead of going to two separate apps and turning them on and off, you can just go to the Google Home app and see everything there structurally. The Google Home Mini isn't perfect. It has many errors. Sometimes it doesn't even register to my Google command. Sometimes another Google Home Mini will register my command instead of the closest Google Home Mini to me. And it's very problematic with the Swedish language. It doesn't register so well. The English is more reliable, but we have even encountered many problems in the English version. And the voice match, it's terrible, it doesn't work at all, and I've just stopped using the voice match because of that. All in all, it's a good device, great device, but it's not perfect at all. And this is an annoyance because I wanted this to be, I was really hyped for this, to instead of go to my lamps and turn off and on the switch, just ask the Google to do this for me. And if it would have worked perfectly, this would have been great. But sometimes I have to ask the Google to do this 2 or 3 times for it to register the correct action. And that is just an annoyance. It would just be faster for me to get up from my chair and go to the switch and turn the light off. And that is the conclusion. It's a great device, but it's not perfect. We liked it, but it didn't live up to all my hype, so I will give it a 7.5 out of 10. So if you want a voice assistant, Google Home Mini, it will do your job, but sometimes it will have some errors. Thank you so much for today. This was our review of the Google Home Mini. Don't forget to comment on this video if you have any questions about this Google Home Mini device, and we will be gladly to help as much as we can. Don't forget to share this video with any of your friends that are very interested in getting on with their own smart home system. Don't forget to like this video to give us some support, and press that bell icon so you get notified of our recent uploads, and you cannot forget that subscribe button to get our videos on your feed. This is, and remember, this is Human and Swedish.